Welcome back. My name's Tom, and today I'm taking a look at another one of Connecticut's indoor malls. This is the Meriden Mall in Meriden, Connecticut. Before I came out here, I did some research, and the impression I got was that this was going to be a dead mall. But I would say, in my opinion, this is not a dead mall, but there's definitely signs that it's dying.
Route 501 to downtown.
I filmed this video on a Sunday around 3 p.m., and I would say that the crowd levels were decent. It wasn't crowded, but it wasn't empty either. This is probably one of its busier days, I would guess. So if anybody's been out here on a weekday recently, let me know. What did the crowd levels look like then? So this mall opened in 1971. The original anchor stores were G-Fox and JCPenney, like so many other malls. And it's currently the 7th largest mall in Connecticut. I would say this mall looks deader on the outside than the inside, and that's mainly because most of the old anchor stores are closed. Once you get inside, though, it does feel fairly lively, even though I'm guessing maybe 40 to 50% of the stores inside are closed as well. Now, this here on the right is the old Best Buy. This moved in, I believe, in 2005, and they just closed in October of last year, 2021. Now, like I said earlier, I don't think this mall is super crowded, but it definitely looks somewhat busy to me. I'm sure somebody out there will disagree and say, no, this looks dead to them. But I guess I'm spoiled by the Enfield Square Mall, where pretty much everything in comparison to the Enfield Square Mall seems bustling and busy. Oh, and don't forget, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. I got a lot more videos like this coming up. Thanks. As you can see by the decorations, the holiday season has arrived. And so I'm actually not sure if this volume of people at the mall is normal or if this has increased slightly because of the holiday season. And here's another sign that it's the holiday season, these pop-up calendar kiosks here. And is there anybody else out there like me who waits to buy their calendar until the week after New Year's so you can pay half off or less? Alright, so now we're coming up on the dead center of the mall, and because it's the holidays, we have a giant snowman set up, and also Santa's little area is down there. You can't see it right now. And a giant Christmas tree. And I guess those are supposed to be snowflakes. I'm not sure if those are there year-round or if those are just for the holidays. I would guess for the holidays. But if I'm wrong, let me know. Now, from the research I did, as far as I can tell, straight ahead, this was originally the G-Fox, one of the original anchor stores, which became Filene's in 1993, and then Macy's in 2006, and then Macy's closed just recently in 2020. And I'm assuming they were on both floors. As you can see here on the right, this used to be the H&M, and I've seen this set up at a lot of malls where the H&M used to be. They have these signs up saying, you know, don't say goodbye, visit us online, something like that. I'm not sure when they closed, but I would guess it was fairly recently. I actually never shopped at an H&M. For a second, I got worried and thought these guys were security, but obviously they're not, and they didn't seem to care that I had a camera strapped to my chest.
It's the center of the world.
Looks like this used to be a jewelry store of some sort. Not sure which one. And of course, no mall would be complete without a Bath & Body Works. Another store I've never been in my entire life. And probably never will. And now we've arrived at the food court. From what I understand, this was built in 1993 during a major renovation of the mall, which also added this entire wing. And as food courts go, this one isn't terrible. I would say, I don't know what, 2/3 of the restaurants are open, and there's a decent selection of restaurants here. So it's way better than the Eastfield Mall that I went to a couple weeks ago, where there was, I think, one open restaurant. But it's also not looking quite as good as the food court at Buckland Hills, or even the Crystal Mall, I think, had a little bit bigger food court than this, or at least more restaurants were still open. I'm not 100% sure, but I think there used to be a Sears to the right there. If I'm wrong, again, let me know.
She's on the other side of the mall. The other day, I was...
And coming up here, you'll see on the left another sign of a dying mall. One of the escalators is not working. And I've been thinking about it. A lot of the malls I'm going to have escalators that are out of service. I'm wondering, because of, you know, the current global situation, if there's a shortage of escalator parts. That would be my guess. Straight ahead is the Boscov's. This moved in 2015. It replaced JCPenney, which was one of the original anchor stores here. Interesting fact, this Boscov's was the first one in Connecticut and all of New England. So I guess that kind of makes it historic to an extent. I thought this was kind of unusual. The Meriden Public Library is in the mall. much like at the Enfield Square Mall where they have a church inside. I've never seen a library inside a mall before. And does anybody know, is that the only Meriden Public Library, or is that just a branch? Here are some nondescript escalators, which don't really say where they go. So I figured I'd go up and see what was up here. Turns out not much. Just the exit to the parking garage. So that was exciting. At least we all know what's up there now. Now it's time to head down to the first floor, and the only way to do that without going to the entire other side of the mall is to use this elevator. This guy kind of shocked me because, again, with his uniform on, I'm thinking, oh geez, he's going to tell me not to film, but once again, they didn't seem to care. And I don't think they thought this out too well with this giant snowman here in front of the elevator, because there's no lights in this elevator. And this snowman is so big, it's blocking out all the light. So by the time we get to the bottom here, it's pretty dark. Straight ahead is the first floor of the old Macy's. Straight ahead at that Harry's Eatery there with the red sign, that's my first sighting of security. You can see the security guard there at the counter. He was actually there for a little while. I had wanted to go into that WoW arcade next to it, but he was a little bit too close for comfort. And then when I came back, there was another security guard, like at a kiosk right directly in front of the arcade, so I wasn't able to go in. But it looked like just one of those standard WoW arcades that they have at pretty much every mall nowadays, so I don't think we missed too much.
You a military guy?
Straight ahead here is what I believe the first floor of the old Sears. And there is another set of escalators here on the right, so I guess if you didn't want to take the elevator, you could use these escalators. But I don't know. I thought it was a lot more fun to ride the elevator. Here's another mall staple, Spencer's Gifts. I used to go into Spencer's Gifts all the time back in the 90s, and I remember back then, and I don't know if it's still the same today, they used to sell a lot of quote-unquote adult items, and I don't know, do they still sell that stuff? I'm gonna guess no. I'm crossing over to this side of the mall at this point because that security guard is still at the counter at Nathan's Eatery, and I really didn't want him to turn around just as I was walking by and then kick me out.
Center of the world.
Alright, so now I'm heading out the way I came in, and this wing of the mall was actually built between 1997 and 1999. Originally, this Dick's Sporting Goods was a Lord & Taylor until Lord & Taylor closed in 2005, and then Dick's moved in, which was also right around the same time that Best Buy moved in. Now, again, don't leave yet. I have a little bit more to show you. I'm going to do a drive around the mall, and we can see what it looks like on the outside. Alright, so first up here on the left is the old Best Buy. Again, this closed in October of 2021. You can tell very clearly it was a Best Buy based on that blue facade there. I think as we drive around the parking lot, you're going to see what I mean by it looks deader on the outside than the inside. Because if you didn't know there was a mall inside, you would think this entire place was closed. This was the old Macy's here on the left, which again before that was a Filene's, and then originally was the G Fox. I'm pretty sure this was another entrance to Macy's. And yet another entrance to Macy's. You can see how huge Macy's was. It looks like this Ruby Tuesdays restaurant here on the left is closed. I'm guessing that just because of the sign there in the window. It looks like a for lease sign or something like that. And here's the old Sears, which is pretty obvious with it still saying Sears on the side of the building. I think that's a little bit unusual. Most of the closed Sears I've been to have all of their signage taken down. And this parking garage here was added in 1999 along with the Lord & Taylor. I noticed about the outside of the Meriden Mall is that it seems to be set up very similarly to the Holyoke Mall. It's not identical, but it just feels very similar because it's got this outside surrounding road which goes up an incline. Then you got the parking garage with entrances into the second level of the mall. So I don't know, it just felt very similar. And here on the left is the Boscov's, which again was originally the JCPenney. And there you have it. That's the Meriden Mall in Meriden, Connecticut. I think you'll agree it's not a dead mall, at least not yet, but it's definitely dying, and we'll have to see how it does over the next few years. But I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, leave a comment if you'd like, share your memories of coming to the Meriden Mall back when you were a kid. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. I do plan to have a few more mall videos by the end of the year, as well as tons of flea market videos and who knows what else. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.